It's time. It's time. It's Blue Jays time. Hey there, how there, ho there. It's Jeff Cutter Diamond welcoming you to a very special historical live stream. And this is the big one. It is September 28th, 2025. Blue Jays just defeated the beloved Tampa Bay Rays 13-4. The Blue Jays have won another game. I can't remember how many games we've won. It's like, come on, Jeff, do your research. Well, it's over. It's over now. The Blue Jays have won game number 94 in their season, and that means we get to relax till Saturday, where we get the winner of the Yankees-Red Sox wildcard series. Also, other baseball notes, Cleveland is the Central champions. The Tigers choked in Boston this afternoon, so that means Cleveland wins. Well, Cleveland won today anyhow, so Cleveland, despite the fact that Cleveland won 88 games, I feel bad for the Red Sox because the Red Sox and the Yankees, they were in the AL Central, they were the champions. But yeah, Cleveland just did one of the greatest comebacks of all time. Down 9.5 games with 2 weeks left, the Cleveland Guardians are your AL Central champions. The Tigers did make the wild card, thank goodness for that. So they're the 6th seed, and they needed that because Houston beat the Angels, and they also got 87 wins, but the Tigers on tiebreak head-to-head took care of the Astros, so that would have been disastrous if the Tigers have lost the Central and lost the playoff berth. In the NL East, the Phillies won their 96th game. Well, they won 96 games. They are the 2 seed. Milwaukee's the 1 seed in the Central. So that means Milwaukee will get either the Cubs or the Padres, who are the 4-5 wildcard matchup. And that means the Reds, who didn't win, but the Mets choked. The Mets not only choked the division, they've choked the wildcard spot. So the Reds will play the Dodgers. The winner heads to Philadelphia in the NLDS. So a lot of fun and all that. So yeah. Cleve baseball fan. Hey ho. Hey Cleveland. Man, Cleve baseball fan. That was one of the greatest comebacks I've ever seen. Like, holy St. Laurent. Like, I didn't think you guys could do it. I thought, okay, you make a wild card, but wow. That comeback is one for the ages. It's akin to, I believe, the Phillies in 2007 for the NL East. It's akin to the Tigers in 87 taking care of the Blue Jays. Well, I was only 2 years old. And, you know, they only won 86 games. The 97 Tribe only won 86 games. I thought they won at least 90. I mean, those Cleveland teams in the mid-90s are like fan-freaking-tastic. Yeah, 78 Yankees, Red Sox. Man, oh man, Bucky Dent. And all that. Man, great. But, you know, that's not the greatest Yankees, Red Sox playoff matchup ever. I mean, you got 2004 when the Red Sox were down 3-0 and they were done for, but they pulled, David Ortiz pulled back-to-back game-winning RBIs and then game 6 and 7. I feel bad for Cleveland. I really do. I mean, I really feel bad for you, Cleveland baseball fan, because of the fact that, you know, Cleveland's a good team. Like, the 90s, they should have won at least one world title in the 90s. I mean, 95 losing to the Braves and 97 to the Marlins. That 97 one stings the worst because the Marlins got in through the freaking wild card. The Braves won their division, but the Marlins got to the playoffs through the freaking wild card, the loser point, if you will. I mean, I'm not faulting Cleveland. Well, Cleveland won the division, so, like, you know, they're not going to get in on a cheap technicality like the wild card and all that. Like, if everything was according to plan, the Blue Jays would have had to face the Yankees, I think, for first in the 4-team playoff era, if I'm remembering correctly. What they've done Toronto would have had to face the Yankees in a 1-game playoff for the division, and then that means they would take on number 4. Well, the Yankees would have been number 4, so it would not have mattered in a sense. Yeah. I mean, Cleveland, like, you know, Cleveland could do it. I mean, Detroit has faltered and all that. Yep. Jose Mesa, yeah, the guy was freaking untouchable in 1997. Like, you know, all that. And everyone thought he was going to do it in the bottom of the ninth, but You know, he didn't do it. And then Tony Fernandez with that error that cost the winning run off of Charles Nagy. I was only 12 at the time, but yeah, I really thought that the Marlins were not going to win. They didn't deserve it, but yeah, they got in. The Marlins share something with the Blue Jays, and the fact that the Marlins and Blue Jays both have the best winning percentage in a championship in the World Series. They're 2-0 each. Yeah, we won our two World Series appearances in 1992 and 93. They've won their two in 97 and 03. So, you know, that's kind of weird and all that. Okay, so I got that pick. I might go with that one to start. Man. So, yeah. I'm kind of doing a fantasy hockey draft at the same time. I might be a little distracted. But let's get to why we're here. It's the Toronto Blue Jays. It's the fact that they've won the AL East. They've done it. You know, this isn't normally the Blue Jay hat I wear outside and all that. That's a 2018 model. And, you know, I had diamonds on the side of my things to honor my dad when he died. I've worn that Blue Jay hat forever. I have my dad's Blue Jay hat somewhere, like with the white panel and all that. So I got to find it. I definitely have it. I mean, why would I throw it out? But regardless, this hat was conveniently down in my basement. Yeah, I know it has the little key thingy and all that. Bringing a tear in my eye. 7 players hit 300 or better. 7? Is that low? Like, I don't know much because, you know, I have been a baseball fan for a while. I'm only 4 years old, but yes, 7. I don't know, though. I feel like 10 per league almost. Wow. So we're almost back in 1968 territory, the year of the pitcher, because Yaz was the only one in 1968 to bat above 300 in the AL. And I don't know how many people in the NL batted above 300, but yeah, 1968 is just like, man, the year of the pitcher. And then they changed the rules. Well, you know, expansion was coming. And then, you know, they lowered the pitcher's mound because Bob Gibson had that 1.12 ERA. Like, the dude was and he was dominant. I don't know how Bob Gibson could be so dominant in the regular season. And then in Game 7 of the World Series, he fell apart. Like, okay, you can blame Curt Flood for that misplay on that triple by Northrup in the 8th inning of Game 7. But the fact is that, you know, if it wasn't for Gibson's bad timing, I mean, there were 2 runners on. Like, Gibson almost was unbeatable. Game 1, he was just unbeatable with those, I like to say 17 strikeouts. And all that. Yeah, but man, only 7 guys for 300 or better. Yikes. This is back 1960s. It's kind of a year of the pitcher. But here's the thing about the year of the pitcher, though, Cleveland baseball fan, is that just despite that, there's been no hitters. I saw an infographic on Facebook. MLB on Fox had an infographic, and I posted it on my Facebook wall that there has been no hit. The first time there's been has been 0 no-hitters in a season in 2 decades. Like, holy shit. 1960, I had 6 total 300 hitters. Yeah, that's what I thought. Yes, I said yes was the only 300 hitter because it was like the lowest ever batting title average. But yeah, like, holy crap, like 6 guys. Sheesh. But yeah, despite the pitchers being so dominant and like the hitters not hitting 300, there were no hit. There were no. Thank you, World's Great Gamer. It was a battle. Shane Bieber. That's the problem, though. It's going to be a 50-50 proposition because if Bieber can pitch out of the bullpen. Oh, the draft is paused. Oh, the draft hasn't resumed yet. So Shane Bieber. I don't know. Like, I know Gosman is pitching. Barrios is going to probably be a starter if he's healthy enough. I don't think Yusevich, or however you pronounce it, would be there. I don't know if Bieber would be coming out of the bullpen, if anything. If anything, I think if he's on the postseason roster, he'll be a pitcher of the bullpen. I mean, Scherzer has faltered. Yeah, maybe Bieber might make it as the three starters. I think the Jays will probably have three starters in the ALDS. But then again, it kind of does matter who you face, the Yankees or the Red Sox. Like, one pitcher probably is better than against the Yankees and one against the Red Sox. But the question on my mind is, like, for me, I know you'll probably be asking this question is, who do you want, Yankees or Red Sox? Well, I don't know. Shoot, I forgot to tell Bill that I was doing a live stream. I got to mute myself. My deepest apologies. I didn't anticipate Bill calling me while I was live on the air with you guys. So yeah, Shane Bieber, he'll probably pitch out of the bullpen. I don't know what the starting lineup would be. Berrios maybe. Gosman for sure will start on Saturday. I know he started today. Thank you, Cleve Baseball fan. Yeah, that was at least I muted so that he wouldn't be on the call. And then, someone would be like, hey, you were on Jeff's stream on the phone with him. That is bad etiquette. I'm Canadian. I should not have that. Okay, so as I said, that the Tigers will face Cleveland in the what they call the 3-6 matchup. Cleveland is hosting and came back from 9.5 back against the Tigers. But look at it this way. The Tigers were like 0.1% to make the playoffs when last year in August, and they came back to pull off the rally caps and almost went to the World Series. I mean, Cleveland did something akin to Tigers. It was almost like he who lives by the percentage dies by percentage stuff. And then, of course, Red Sox, Yankees 4 versus 5. Yankees won 8 straight. Yankees had to crush it just to tie us, but because we beat them 8-5 in the head-to-head, 8 out of 13 games, we've been good. I'm looking at our home record, 54-27. That is amazing. 54 wins. That's the most in the AL. Yankees have won 50 at home. The Mariners, who are the 2 seed, I forgot to talk about the Mariners. They're the 2 seed. So the Mariners will play either Cleveland or Detroit in the other ALDS, and we play the Yankees or Red Sox. So 54-27 home, 40-41 on the road. Yeah, that's going to probably cost us dearly. But I look at the American League. How many teams were above 500 on the road? The Yankees won 44. The Red Sox won 41. Cleveland won 43. Detroit won 41. And Houston won 41. So only 5 teams were better than us on the road. That's not half bad. I mean, it's not so bad. Yeah, I look at the MLB standings right now, and the Pythagorean theorem says that the Blue Jays should have won only 88 games, which would have put us in 3rd place. But looking at Cleveland's Pythagorean, which, run differential, they would have only won 80 games. And they won 88 in real life. So, yeah, something like that. Yeah, the Yankees would have won 97. And the Texas Rangers would have won the West by Pythagorean. The Tigers would have won the AL Central, and the Yankees would have won the AL East. Fully on that. And in the National League, the Brewers survived by 1 game over Philly to be the 1 seed. They'll take on the Cubs or Padres, and the Phillies will take on either the Reds or the Dodgers. I know you all were thinking that it was going to be. Wait, I'm gonna go with him. Yeah. Sorry. As I said, I'm doing both a live stream and a fantasy hockey thing. Why is he calling? Damn it. Sorry about that. I can't stop Bill and all that, but at least I'm giving him the courtesy that he's not on the TV. So anyway, back to the point I wanted to make here is that, I have my Blue Jays gear on. I don't have a Blue Jays jersey on because they're being put in the wash and all that, wearing the Blue Jays hat. Now, there is a story behind this Blue Jays hat. Yeah, as you see my ugly frumpy hair. There is a history towards this hat. As you look down, hope you can see it. I know it's a little faded. You see this $1.88 thing from Sport Check? It's a big thing in Canada. I can't remember what year it was. Was it 21 or 22 that, me and Bill went randomly to Conestoga Mall in Waterloo, close to where I live, and we found Blue Jay hat, and we look at the bottom, it says $1.88. Regular $41, now they're $1.88. And basically we're like, is this right? And the person said, yeah, there's $1.88 thing on the bottom. So guess what? We got it for $1.88. Me and Bill got a Blue Jay hat for $1.88. So yeah, I'm wearing this one though. Have the Blue Jays bag, the Rogers Blue Jays bag. Yeah, it's like, Jeff, why are you having a bag like that? And this thing, a Blue Jays flag and all that. I have flags for like the Kitchener Rangers, the Toronto Maple Leafs, and a few and Team Canada, but gotta fly the flag when you can. The Blue Jays thing. Yeah, I think this was a abandoned flag or something. I think I need a better flagpole for this. But, all that. Hockey pucks. Sorry about that. Okay, so back with the live stuff. Yeah, me and Bill have been talking about the NFL because we're in a pick'em league, and we talked about the Blue Jays and how John Schneider has come out of freaking nowhere and has done much better. I mean, like when you look at the 2025 Blue Jays, I mean, not a lot of people actually thought they could be playoff bound and all that. So that's just like, how the heck did they do it? So anyway, okay, there we go. 2025 season. So I'm on Wikipedia right now, and the 2025 Blue Jays, this is the 49th season of the Blue Jays franchise and the 34th season at Rogers, full season at Rogers Center. There's 2 half seasons. 1989, we started at Exhibition Stadium before going to Rogers Center. And then, of course, COVID season. We only won 74 games last year. Now we're at 94. So we had a plus 20 difference. So, yeah, head-to-head tie break. Thank goodness for the head-to-head tie break. So last Sunday we won. We went to the playoffs. We clinched the playoff berth, and now we won thanks to our head-to-head with those pesky Yankees. So yeah, 8-5. Red Sox were 8-5 against. So actually, I want the Yankees because we were 6-1 on home turf against the Yankees, including that 4-game sweep during Canada Day week. And we were 3-3 at home against Boston. So I think we want the Yankees. In truth, I want the Yankees. I need a goalie. But not that goalie. I'm going to go goalie. It's all about the goalies. Yeah. So, yeah, just thinking about my stuff. Yeah, so 2025 Blue Jays season, so here are the records against the playoff teams. We were 8-5 against the Red Sox, 8-5 against the Yankees, 3-3 against Cleveland, 4-3 against Detroit. I don't know why we played 7 games against the Tigers and 6 against Cleveland. It should be 7-7. It should be 7 for every AL non-divisional opponent. We had 3-3 against Cleveland, 4-3 against Detroit, and 4-2 against Seattle. So of the other 5 teams, we didn't have a losing record against everybody except for Cleveland. Go figure, Cleveland baseball fan. In the National League, the Cubs, we beat 2 out of 3 at home. The Reds, we won 2 out of 3 in Cincy. The Dodgers lost 2 out of 3 in Los Angeles, although we did get the last game, if memory serves me right. The Brewers, we lost 2 out of 3 on home turf. The Padres, we swept at home. The Phillies, we played 2 series with those guys. We won 2 out of 3 at home, but got swept in Philly. All right, so head-to-head, well, March, we were 3-2. April 11-14, May 16-12, June 16-10, July 18-8. Man, that was when we went hot. August 15-12, September 15-10. Not bad for 94 wins. So I look at the opening day starters. Alejandro Kirk at catcher, which we got, Alejandro Kirk. Fantastic. Vladdy Jr. was our first baseman. We gave him the bag, as the kids say nowadays, and he's worked out. Jimenez at second, who we picked up from Cleveland. Sorry, Cleveland baseball fan. We swiped Jimenez. Shortstop, Bo Bichette. He was healthy, and then he broke down near the end of the game, which pissed me off, of course. Ernie Clement at third base. He's been a decent guy. Anthony Santander, he's been injured and all that, but he's back. Like, he's not injured anymore. George Springer in center field. The guy, that Canada Day RBI fest against the Yankees was one of the greatest games I've ever seen. Not live, but anyway. Alan Rodin was our right fielder. Will Wagner was our DH, but I think he's gone now. And Jose Barrios was our pitcher. March and April, Max Scherzer got injured. We picked him up, and then, he's put in the IR. Easton Lucas would be the stuff. We gave Vladdy the bag, 14 years, $500 million, and all that. Yeah, in July we put up a 4-game sweep of the Yankees on home turf, and that helped out. So yeah, it's just amazing. So we play Saturday game 1 on the 4th, then Sunday, and then we have to, and then day off till Tuesday, Wednesday, and then Friday the 10th is the game 5, if we need game 5. Yeah, look at it. Chris Bassett's hurt. Jose Barrios is hurt. They might be back. Bo Bichette's been hurt. Ty France has been hurt. Shane Bieber, Kevin Gausman, Max Scherzer in our starting rotation. But Scherzer and Bieber have not been that great. Like, they've been beat up a bit. Yes, Verge has been fine, but he's only had 2 guys. Our bullpen, Sir Anthony Dominguez, former Philly. Braden Fisher's been okay. Mason Flaherty has been fine. Eric Lauer, Brandon Little, Tommy Nance, Yuri Rodriguez, Louis Farland, Justin Brule. Jeff Hoffman's our closer. Heineman is our backup catcher to Alejandro Kirk. So, yeah, I'm just going to do some damage control on a few things here as my fantasy draft happens with hockey and all that. Yep, Addison Barger in infield, Ernie Clement, Jimenez, Vladdy Jr., IKF, Isaiah Kiner, Falefa. Outfielders, Joey Loperfido, Nathan Lucas, although his last name is spelled Lukes, like Luke's. Anthony Santander, Davis Schneider, George Springer, Miles Straw, who we also picked up for Cleveland, and Dalton Varsho, who picked up Diamondbacks, getting Luis Gurriel and Gabriel Rivera. Is our catcher? I don't remember. And then, that's just how it goes. Like, we did some great jobs. Like, when you look at the RBIs for the Blue Jays, Bo Bichette had 93 RBIs to lead the team. Oh, updated through September 7th. Wikipedia, please. Oh, yeah, I know that page has to be done quite well. Ernie Clement's a former Indian. I did not know that. Fuck. The things you know. So, yeah, we're the Blue Jays flag and all that. And also grabbing from Wendy's, which is also Canadian, just like American, a Baconator. I know, typical Canadian bullcrap cutter. You grabbed a Baconator because you're Canadian and Canadian bacon. But, I'm hungry. And I got the $6 coupon. So for $6, I can get one of these bad boys. So, yeah, Baconator, baby. And I'm drinking Pepsi out of the Blue Jays #1 fan mug that my sister got me. I should really drink like this so that you can see the bug. Did that. So, yeah, #1 fan. I know I'm not the real #1 fan because all my stuff would have Blue Jays stuff on it, like the wall behind me. But my brother still has to kind of do the basement. Like, he wants to finish up the basement and all that. Get bare bones. And once he's done, then I'll start putting my stuff behind me when I do my videos and all that you'll see a better background. Yeah. And no, the mug is not making it terrible. So, yeah, Blue Jays are doing it and all that. Bears block a field goal and beat the Raiders. What? The Bears won? Oh, my God. They blocked a field goal by Carlson. Holy shit. Bill and I were talking about this pick for our pick'em thing. Oh, my God. We evened out. Woo. I was right. I was right about the Bears over the Raiders. We were debating that pick. And I said Bears and said, fine, we'll go Bears. I was right. I'm going to be right. That rarely happens. So that puts my personal mark at 8-5 with 3 games left. So at worst, I'm 500 this week. No big deal. I've had 10 wins each of the next first 3 weeks. I'm now 8-5. I'd have to go 2 out of 3 to get to 10 again, which was freaky. I've never started off 4 straight weeks at 10 like the numbers against the spread. I'm not really against the spread and then over under. Yeah, well, I know the spread is actually a little bit better, some people say, because you don't have to have that team win, you just have to beat the spread. So like if a team's favored by 20, you can always pick the team against the spread, even if they don't win, as long as they lose by 20 or less. All that. So yeah, that's why I don't bet the NFL. Local casinos. Oh man, like Vegas is like trying to get tourism back, because now that the rules have been loosened up, especially in Canada. Like, I mean, I know the Americans and all that, but Canada, everything's loosened up. Almost every other commercial when watching sports is about FanDuel or MGM Grand, or MGM Bet and all that. Like, it's ruined the sport. I mean, we've had hockey players be in trouble for gambling. We've had basketball players, including one Toronto Raptor who was kind of terrible, Delonto, whatever the hell his last name is, and who cares? He's been kicked out for gambling. Baseball, I think, has had some gambling issues, and so does football. So, like, it's ruining the game. I do not like it one bit. It's ruining the game. Bill agrees with me that, this whole gambling thing has ruined baseball. It has ruined hockey. It's ruined basketball. It's ruined football. Like, yeah, you do the stuff from at home, but like, dude, like compulsive gambling is like critical. Like, lots of people are doing that nowadays. So yeah, I know. Yep, that's right. I do. Cleveland's closer. Yeah, Class A. I forgot the second guy, Louis Ortiz. Thank you for telling me that, Cleveland baseball fan. Like, holy Saint Laurent. Like, Yeah. I thought Cleveland was screwed, because when Class A, who has the record for most saves in Cleveland history, I do know that. I mean, Jose Mesa is always good, but he's very frightening. But yeah, I thought it would be Jose Mesa. Oh yeah, Doug Jones, I think, had that record too. But yeah, Class A, I thought Cleveland was doomed. Guess not. I guess they got the right moves. And people were saying Cleveland were sellers. Weren't you sellers, Cleveland baseball fan, at the trade deadline? I think you were sellers or something like that. And it's crazy, because now you guys got a division title, much less a postseason berth, against Detroit. But if memory serves me right, wasn't it Detroit? No. That's right. It was you guys who took out Detroit in the LDS last year. Because I think, yeah, Cleveland and Detroit faced each other last year in the playoffs, and Detroit was on this roll, and Cleveland beat them, because then Cleveland played the Yankees. No, wait. That can't be right, though. Yeah, that's right. Cleveland and the Yankees met in the, was it the LDS or the LCS? I need your help, Cleveland baseball fan. Like, Yankees plays the Tigers. Was that LCS or LDS? Because I know the Yankees went to the World Series, got taken out by the Dodgers and Freddie Freeman's Grand Slam in Game 1. LDS. Ah, yeah. So Cleveland Yankees were LCS. That's what I thought. I thought I saw some highlights about Cleveland and the Yankees in the LCS. Yep. That's right. And the Tigers, I think, were favored, and you guys took them out. I mean, I got to feel bad for Detroit Tiger fans. But the thing is, yeah, it's like a collapse of epic proportions, akin to the 64 Phillies or the 87 Blue Jays or the 2007 Mets. But at least Detroit made the playoffs. Those 3 teams I mentioned did not make the playoffs. The Mets didn't even get a wild card that year. So, like, yeah, that's just crazy. That's just crazy crap. I know if I had rain and all that. So yeah, the Blue Jays doing their job. I really need a defenseman. I like him. I need another goalie. Yeah, my fantasy draft. I'm not getting a lot of great goalies and all that because, I'm in another fantasy draft at 9:00 on Yahoo. So yeah, the 7:00 one I'm in is my church group, like my church ball hockey group and all that. Not all the players from the ball hockey group go to my church or go to church at all, but at least we provide free ball hockey and all that. It's free and all that, and we get a good number of people. We got 14 people last Thursday. So yeah, man, you gotta feel for the Mets. But here's the thing: 15 years, I think. Yeah, it's not as easy because you got to worry about the categories that the commissioner set up. Cleveland baseball fan too. And Cleveland doesn't really have a hockey following. I mean, I know Cleveland had the Barons, who were a great AHL team way back when in the 40s and 50s, and once tried to challenge for the Stanley Cup, but failed to get off the ground. And then Cleveland got the NHL for 2 years. Put it in the stupid arena in the middle of freaking nowhere in Richfield. Cleveland got the downtown revitalization in 1994 that had what? The Science Center, the Rock and Roll Hall of Fame, Jacobs Field, and the Gun Arena. Well, was called the Gun Arena at the time. And yet the Browns suffered because they couldn't get a better football lease on Municipal Stadium, and they just didn't want to build that stadium until the Browns left for Baltimore. And then, the Browns quote unquote left for Baltimore because Baltimore was treated as the NFL as an expansion team, and Cleveland was just put inactive till 99. And then they finally got the stupid football stadium because they demolished Cleveland Municipal. Yeah. Two of the worst winters in Ohio history. Cleveland is the AHL team for Columbus. I know Cleveland or Lake Erie was Colorado's for a while. I remember that from NHL video games. But yeah, that makes sense why Cleveland's Columbus's AHL team because, state of Ohio. Like for the Leafs, our farm team is in Toronto as well as the Toronto Marlies and all that for the Leafs. But here's some crazy things still too. I know, Cleveland baseball fan, you're not on Facebook, or either you're on Facebook and we are not Facebook friends. But I posted on my Facebook that, when I did my preview for this stream, that there'd be some crazy stats. This is going to be a very crazy stat. Here's the stat. Here's a crazy stat for the Blue Jays. Every year the Blue Jays have been in existence that ends with the number 5 has been either a division title or last in the division. Let me explain. 1985. The Blue Jays started in 1977. So 1985, the first year, it ended with a 5. Division champs. Like they went to the Yankees. They went to Yankee Stadium. That 4-game series took 3 out of 4. That was when the Yankee fans booed the crap out of the Canadian national anthem, and the legendary Bob Shepard on the PA had to remind the Yankee fans about how Canada helped the hostages stuck in Iran with our embassy and all that, trying to shame the U.S. and thinking, Canada saved those Iranian hostages partially and all that. Argo was a good movie, but they completely missed the points. They didn't even consider Canada as helping out. Goalie. I don't know who we have for a backup. Michael Swayman. Bench. Okay, so let's go centers first. Is there a good 30-goal scorer? Probably. Well, regardless of that. Oh, you are on Facebook. Are you? Okay, Cleve baseball fan. I'm on Facebook too. Just search Jeff Diamond, and my profile pic will be a young me holding the Stanley Cup. So, yeah, I'll give the chat thing. Maybe add. Yeah, so maybe add me because I'm on Facebook. Yeah, just add me if you can. So yeah, you'll see Facebook's Jeff Diamond, you know, the name Jeff Diamond, and then you'll see a profile pic of me with the Stanley Cup and all that. Is that my profile? No, Hockey Pucks. No. Sorry. That's my YouTube picture, Hockey Pucks. My Facebook profile will have me in an England shirt with my buddy Bill lurking in the background. So yeah, like, should I add you or you should add me? I'll take whatever. Like, if who should add who? Yeah, because it would be good to, you know, communicate through Facebook and all that, and you know, we can share our stuff. Yeah, we'll share. Oh, Tim Gillies. Hang on, Tim Gillies. Hang on a sec, Tim. Did you win yeah, we did meet in person, 2009. I knew the name sounded familiar. We used to chat all the time on Messenger. Or what did we used to chat on in like 15 years ago? Like, damn, dude, we chatted like every Sunday for a while. Jeez, small world. Now I remember the last name is like, yeah, I saw you at that trivia thing in the Bahamas 16 years ago. I remember you now. Yeah, that jogged my memory. Yes. I knew something would just popped in my brain. It said the notification at the bottom of my computer said Tim Gillies. And I'm like, oh, wait a second. I talked to this guy a while ago. We talked about Marvin Bernard, did we not? I remember that for some reason. 15 years ago, man. Shit. Like, man. Memories, man. Memories. Yeah, am I subscribed to you on YouTube? I think I am. I better be. Like, I freaking better be. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Cleveland baseball fan. Yeah. Why the heck can I not subscribe to you? You know what? Screw it. I completely forgot. I never subbed to you. All right. I subbed to you. I subbed to your YouTube channel. We'll have to binge watch. I know that in 20 minutes, RJL is going to do the inside pitch. I think, right? Yeah. I think RJL is he doing inside pitch today? Or not? I think he is. Yeah, I think he's doing inside pitch. So I guess we'll probably take a, yeah. Yep, still my best vacation ever. Free lodging, free airfare, and they paid us. That's right, they did. I think they gave us $1,000 or $500. It was doubled because, you know, Tim and I were supposed to be doing this poker thing, and then, you know, there was some bullshit happening, and, you know, we got paid double because of the crap that happened. We were supposed to be in a poker tournament and all that. Man, yeah. Still my best vacation ever. It has been my best vacation ever. Well, I've only been out of Canada once, and that was that year. I just wish it brought me into the sports broadcasting world, or like the sports trivia world, because, like, you know, I've done some stuff and all that. But yeah, Frank. Yeah, the old times. Yeah, I think RGL's doing yeah, so I'm just asking you a question, Cleve baseball fan, in the chat, because if he is doing inside pitch, I know that you're always there. So I'll leave it at that, and we'll just end it. We're almost at an hour anyhow, so yeah, it's so nice. And the thing that ticks me off is I think I ticked off a lot of the other fans who were watching this because me talking to Bill and having to mute. I'm sorry because this was not planned. I should have waited till 8 o'clock, but then again, I mean, Cleve baseball fan probably would not have come because if RGL is doing inside pitch on YouTube, then I'll watch it, of course, because why not? Not sure. Not sure. Is he? Well, if he does do inside pitch, well, I'll stop the stream by 8 o'clock. I think anyhow. So the question on my mind now is, do I shave my beard? Because after all, this is like a month's growth and all that. Do I risk it or not? I know traditionally I shave before the playoffs and then grow as a playoff beard. But of course, the problem is, I guess do I keep this? Do I just shave it right away, or do I wait till Friday to shave it? Because we start on Saturday. But whatever. Yeah, I know. Man, that was great and all that. Winning in Game 6, Kings Devils. Yeah, so unfreaking real. Brock Besser. Oh, Brock Besser. Okay. So yeah. So anyway. Yeah. So yeah, did I have anything else Blue Jays related I was going to show you? I don't think I did. No, I don't think I did. So anyway, yeah, I'll get to the friend request on Facebook. Don't worry about that. I'm not going to forget. But yeah, Blue Jays. Man, oh man, I got distracted because the stats thing and all that. Yeah. So every year that ends with a 5, the Blue Jays have either won the division or were crap in the division. As I said, 85, Yankee Stadium with the whole brouhaha with the anthem and all that. Jays won 3 out of 4. And then final weekend, the Yankees come to Exhibition Stadium, lose game 1 in the 9th thanks to Rich freaking Weininger. And then Doyle Alexander throws a great game against his former team. It was 5-1. Yeah, I thought so. RGL's doing it. So yeah, I'll wrap it up in 10 minutes. So yeah, I'll wrap up in 10 minutes so that we both can go watch the RGL thing and all that. I don't want to ruin it because I know you're always there and I'm there too. So yeah. I'll wrap up in 10 minutes. So I'll wrap up. So yeah, so 85 Blue Jays won the division 5-1. I know Phil Niekro the next day did get win number 300, but the Jays were just like, who cares? I can't believe it. The Jays won 99 games, were the best team in the AL, and freaking blew it against the Royals in the LCS. I mean, the one freaking year that the MLB said, hey, let's change it to a best of 7 LCS instead of best of 5. If it was the 84 or 69 through 84, Blue Jays would have won trip to the World Series, maybe lose to the Cardinals, but, the Cardinals didn't have Vince Coleman, so, but they still almost won the World Series without Vince Coleman. But, yeah, I think the Jays would have had a tough time with St. Louis, to be honest with you. And, the playlist, Cleve Baseball Fan, at the top of the chat is me doing Blue Jay videos, but of my own doing, I've done some Blue Jay stuff and all that. I'll probably do a Cutter Top 10 base Blue Jays video this week. I'm thinking Friday will be probably when I'll do it and upload it. Yeah. I'll upload top 10 Blue Jays players and top 10 Blue Jay moments. Okay, yeah. I'll upload top 10 players and top 10 Blue Jays moments videos Friday. I actually do have some time Friday because I have to go for an eye appointment Friday morning and I can't work. So obviously, I'll have some time before I head out for my eye appointment. And, I always like to do this and all that. 2016. That's right. It was 19. Yeah. Was it? Yeah. Cleveland only won because we had a position player pitching that 19th inning. It was 19 innings. I remember that. So yeah, I remember that too. Hannafin? Sure, why not? So yeah, got all that. So yeah. So Friday I'll work on those videos. Yeah, so not 85, the choke job against the Royals. Like that was a total choke job. We had them on the ropes. The problem was, the Blue Jays were too polite to George Brett. Should have given, Darwin Barney was the pitcher. That's right. I remember, Darwin Barney. I knew there would be a position player who blew it for us. But yeah, 95, the Blue Jays, that was, of course, the year that baseball was put back to work thanks to Sonia Sotomayor. But here's the crazy thing about 95. The Blue Jays almost, the whole replacement players thing happened. The Blue Jays would not have played in Toronto with replacement players because there was an Ontario labor law against replacements. So thus, the Blue Jays would have had to play in Dunedin for the time being until, everything were over. Yeah, the Jays crapped the bed. They were worse in the division in 95. They did win game 1 against Dave Stewart, who went back to Oakland as part of free agency. And it was like amazing. Like, lots of things are dinging. I'm sorry. That's not my kitchen. That's not my oven. That's my phone. Yep, lots of dinging going on. Probably Bill saying, hey, you know what? You saved us with the Bears pick. I just got lucky. So 95, we were worse in the division. 05, we were worse. Because I remember the stats with Tampa that from 98 to 07, Tampa had been last place in the AL East every time except for 2005. And guess who it was? It was us. We were the worst team in the American League East in 2005. We were crap. I think it was 2005, wasn't it? Yeah, well, it doesn't matter. But yeah, 2005 was just like, crappy for the Blue Jays and all of that. And then 2015, 10 years ago, with the number 5, was a great time for us in a sense because, 2015 division, Jays were 50 and 51 at one point in the season, one game below 500. And then the Jays went on a massive tear. We picked up David Price from the Tigers, which was a big move. Everyone predicted that. But not everyone predicted the move that we got for Tulowitzki, that the Jays traded for Tulo. Yeah, Tulo. Yeah, that was a big deal with Tulo. I didn't think Tulo was on the market for the Blue Jays. And we traded away Jose Reyes for him. It actually worked out great for us. Jose Reyes was okay, but he just wasn't meant to be a Blue Jay. He was meant to be a Met all the way. But yeah, 2015 was just like, amazing. We got Tulowitzki. The Blue Jays almost had Tulowitzki in the draft, but we drafted Russ Adams at shortstop, not Tulo. Yeah, and the great moment against the Orioles winning the division by a landslide, just like this year. And then the Jays, Rangers in the LDS, the Jays were hosting. We're down 0-2. I basically gave up on them and all that. Lo and behold, the Blue Jays win 2 straight in Texas and then win game 5. Batista bomb, that home run, the bat flip, and the brouhaha of the 7th inning that almost fucked the Blue Jays over. And then the Blue Jays went to the LCS against Kansas City. Should have had them, but David Price just happened to blow it in the playoffs like he normally did until 2018 with the Red Sox. What might have been. I mean, Blue Jays, Mets, World Series. I think the Jays might have taken it, to be honest with you. I know I have Met fans. Stupidly, I have to talk to my Mets Facebook friends and give them condolences. The Mets choked badly. $300+ million payroll and they don't make the playoffs. Do they not learn from the New York Yankees? You can't buy the World Series. Well, the Yankees are still in it. Maybe the Yankees will prove me wrong. I hope not. Obviously, I'm a Blue Jays fan. But yeah, and now of course 2015, yeah, and then 2025 we are the division champs. We get to rest for a week, and then Yankees or Boston come to town. It's guaranteed. Even if Detroit upsets Cleveland, they don't reseed. They're like the NBA. Like, for the first round of the NBA playoffs, they don't reseed, as in, if you have if you are in the 1-8 matchup, you win that. You face the winner of the 4-5, no matter what happens. Whereas in hockey, they reseed and all that. Like the old days, they would reseed in hockey, like, 1-8, 4-5, but 8 wouldn't face number 4 or 5. It would face, if number 2 won or number 3 won, then that means, we reseed. Goaltending. James Reimer. Is he really going to play for the Leafs? I don't really know who my third goalie would be. Yeah. Screw it. I'll go with Pickard. So, yeah. I don't know. But, yeah, my goaltending I always get bad goaltending results in my fantasy hockey and all that. People pick goalies faster than I do. But, yeah. But, nevertheless, yeah. So, predictions-wise, I think Cleveland might do it. I think Cleveland might have Detroit and get to the next round against the Mariners. I mean, Seattle, Cal Raleigh, 60 home runs. Like, out of freaking nowhere. And he's a catcher, too. Like, how many catchers could hit 50 home runs in a season? Not even Pizza, as in Mike Piazza did that. And he was a good catcher. So, that's the thing. Yeah, so Pizza side, Jack Greaves, Alex Merkelins, and Fedorkin. I don't know. I don't know. It doesn't tell me. But okay, so top players who are, let's see. Fedotov. I don't know what Fedotov's first name is, because then Jack Elvis. Okay, so Elvis was no one took Elvis. I should have taken Elvis. I'm sorry. I should have taken him, not Calvin Pickard. Jet Greaves, I don't think I picked. Jet Greaves was not. Oh, Jet Greaves is also a goalie. I thought he was a defenseman. Nope, he didn't get taken. They're predicting standings. They're predicting I'd be 7th out of 10. So, yeah. So, I can, goal scoring on one of the top predictions. Power play points, yeah. Like, hits and blocks, and my goaltending is not the greatest. Yeah, so basically I'm middle of the pack and everything. I haven't fed it off. I think he didn't get taken. I don't think there were a lot of Columbus people taken, but obviously I didn't take a look. Okay, so yeah, I've talked an hour and 9 minutes about the Blue Jays, and I've talked about the Blue Jays in years that end with the number 5 and the 2025 roster, and talked about that and all of that. Yeah, rocking. So yeah, rocking in the free world and all that. And, in honor of the video I did, so yeah, like, check out the Blue Jays top 10 video. Of course, there will be people listening to the chat that are not in the chat and all that. Yeah, you're welcome. Thanks for keeping me company, Cleat Baseball fan. I think I would have actually only did like a 30-minute stream if it wasn't for you, Yeah, no thank you for keeping me company. So yeah, I will end this with a quick song, and then I'll head to watch RJL Network with you, Tim. And then we'll talk on Facebook and all that. So anyway, we're the Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto Blue Jays #1. That's the seed. Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto Blue Jays. Toronto Blue Jays #1. Let's hope that we'll be #1 in the AL at least. So anyway, thanks for watching. I'm Jeff Diamond. Adieu.